Hello again, friends. This is Jose with Mr. Daily Grace. Here today in beautiful Fort Lauderdale. I'm staying in my son's condo, Fort Lauderdale Beach, and the beautiful weather is just amazing. Every now and then I'll have parrots fly by. It's a beautiful place. I love coming here, and I'm sure that you would love it too. Maybe a lot of you are here. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, and I'm here to share a very interesting passage with you. Today's passage is from Philippians 2, verses 3 and 4. I'm going to read it all through, and we're going to break it down as we go along, okay? Let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem the other better than himself. Let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others. Paul wrote this passage, and he was giving counsel to the church. Now, this is really good counsel even today, for many reasons. One, primarily, is that it helps establish relationships based on Christian love. We look at others, and when we look at them, we want to see their interest over our own. Let me break this down. Let's follow through the verse because there's a lot here. And at the end, I want to do something a little different that maybe puts it into even a broader perspective. The first part of the verse says, let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit. Now, in verse 4, which is the next verse, it also says, let each of you look out not only for his own interests. All right? I want you to think about that. Let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit. So what we're being told there is that everything that we do, whether it's for ourselves or for others, primarily for others, whatever we do should never be done with self-interest in mind. It should always be done with the interest of those we're doing it for in mind. It's really kind of simple. If you lift someone up and consider them to be more important than yourself, then everything that you're going to be doing is in honor to them. And so keeping that perspective in front of your mind when you're dealing with your friends or co-workers or strangers even, always helps you to treat them in a way that they're probably not accustomed to being treated. You know, in this world, everybody's looking out for their own interests. They're really not concerned for the interest of others. There are some people, and God bless them, and we're blessed in this world to have them. But for the most part, people are looking out for themselves. I think we all probably have that tendency. But here, Paul is counseling us to make sure that that doesn't happen. Always look out for the interests of others, and to esteem others as more important than yourselves. Not forgetting your own needs. And this Paul makes this very clear. In the second verse, in verse 4, he says, let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others. So it's quite clear that Paul is not saying, don't take care of yourself. Don't take care of your responsibilities. Don't take care of your own needs. Yes, take care of those things, but look after the interests of others as well. And then how do you do that? You do that by esteeming others as more highly than yourself. In other words, thinking of them as more important than yourself. Thinking of their needs as more important than your needs. Thinking of how they feel before you start feeling about how you feel. As I read this verse a while back, God impressed me with a way of looking at the verse as if Jesus himself had been saying it. I want to read that to you because I think it adds a really interesting twist to how to look at life through Jesus' eyes. And remember, that Jesus was all powerful even when he was here as a human. He could have done anything he wanted, yet he chose to do what he did. I want to read you this phrase, and remember, this is me putting it as if it was Jesus talking about that verse, using himself as the example. I do nothing from factional motives, through contentiousness, strife, selfishness, or for unworthy ends. I am not prompted by conceit and empty arrogance. In true spirit of humility, I regard each of you as better and superior than myself. I think more highly of you than I do of myself. I have been concerned about your interest more than I have been of my own. This is why I allowed myself to be tortured and unjustly put to death. I have the power to have done things differently. But because I love you more than human life itself, and it was the only way that I could save you, I was willing to allow what happened to me. But know this, my children, if I, your Creator, the one who has power to make anything from nothing, if I, the one who holds everything together, not just in your world, but in all worlds that exist, I, the only one who can see the beginning from the end, can be moved by love in this way, you should wonder, how powerful is love? I love you. Please love each other the same way. I can hear Jesus saying that. He demonstrated that while he was here, caring for the sick, healing everyone he met that was sick, feeding the hungry, arguing with those who oppressed the people and taught them wrong things. He was concerned about those who knew less, had less, and needed more. So that's the counsel that he gives us today. To think of others as more highly than ourselves. You know, I hope that you've gotten something from this morning. I know that when I read about how Jesus was and what his counsel to us is about how we should be, it helps me to deal with my relationships with everyone that I meet. I pray today that you've received a blessing. I pray today that you've seen how your life can be impacting others in a more powerful way. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. May God bless you, keep you, and protect you from all harm. Amen.